Did you see Melvin Ingram is sitting out of practice? He's there, but he's sitting out of practice because he's in the last year of his deal and he wants more money. They just signed Bosa to a shit ton of money, and I think he was on Hard Knocks, wasn't he? I mean,
yeah. He showed up in the three-wheel bumping music, that blue
by the way,
weird car.
He was vibing very, very hard.
Slingshot.
I don't know who he was in a slingshot. AJ knows all about this. Remember, the slingshot was going to give me. Remember, slingshot was like
that thing was great. I
December
loved it.
through March.
Yeah, hey, you know what? AJ Hawk is done with the slingshot in November. You can take it for the next 3 months if you want it. You would just have to post once or twice a week that you're in it or whatever. Okay, December, January, February. You want me to have that?
It's not safe to drive on ice, by the way.
By the way, or there's no fucking roof, you know.
Oh,
so,
there isn't.
So shout out to Slingshot. Fucking suck it, Slingshot.
Bundle up.
Well, they acted like they were giving me an opportunity of a lifetime. AJ had it through all of fall, fucking over there in Columbus, fucking whipping that thing like Melvin Ingram.
Going to Ohio State.
License plate.
That is the first time, though, that I've heard in a long time, instead of holding out and not showing up, but just refusing to go on the practice field until you figure it out because he probably doesn't want to get injured, right? Doesn't want to get the potential McCoy thing before a deal done. If you're Tom Telesco, you just signed Bosa. In the Spanos family, whether it's Tom Telesco or the Spanos family, whoever it is, not known for being like incredibly giving when it comes to contracts. How does this thing end? Because he's already there. So you're already there. You're at the building. You're going through the COVID stuff. You're just not practicing until you get a new contract. I guess maybe showing up is like an olive branch. Like, hey, I'll come.
Like, hey, yeah, I'll show up in good faith, but I'm not practicing.
Yeah. So I hope it works for him. You know, I hope everybody gets $1 billion that they want to get, but I don't know how this is the right thing. Or maybe, by the way, this is being misreported. Maybe they're just holding on to practice so he doesn't get hurt. Like, there's a chance that happens as well because he is a stud player. There's a guy that's going to make a lot of money somewhere who's had a hell of a career, but they just paid Bosa. It'll be interesting to see if they load up on another defensive end. I just don't know if that's going to happen.
Do you think he's there because he realized what happened with Melvin Gordon last year, and Melvin Gordon wasn't there and didn't get paid, so he's thinking maybe I sit here and then they'll pay me?
What a precedent the Chargers set, by the way.
Yeah.
You can hold out all you want, and you are not going to get paid. Unless you're Ezekiel Elliott, all right, it's a much different fucking situation.
Yeah.
You saw what happened with Le'Veon Bell. He held out. See ya. Go somewhere else. Melvin Gordon, see ya. So Melvin Ingram, I respect the business side of it and trying to get as much money as possible, but I don't know how this is going to end up for him. I hope he gets $1 billion, though. I hope he does.
Don't you think if he's sitting out on his own, like if he's the one that told them, hey, I'll show up, but I'm not practicing until I feel like we have a new deal almost done. Does Tom Telesco and the Chargers, do you think they had a plan to re-sign him to a long-term, to an extension? Or if not, don't you think Telesco's got to tell him right now, hey, listen, we just paid Joey. You know what we have going on. I love you as a player, but we're not going to give you another deal. We're not. If Telesco truly feels like they're not going to pay him, I think you have to tell him that right now and be like, you can go on and sit out the rest of camp and whatever, you can take it right into the season, but how we're structured right now, we're not going to give you a deal. I feel like you got to be honest with the guy right now.
When are they leaking that information to potentially look for somebody to trade?
Possible. Yeah. Is how unhappy is Ingram? He can't be that unhappy if he's there, I'm guessing. Sure, he wants to be there.
Up.
He was
hyped up
psyched
to camp.
when he showed up to camp.
You're right.
And he's an incredible talent, but there has to be something going on. There has to be some sort of deal being cooked up, because then how much longer are you just going to stand there outside of practice? Because at some point, Tom Telesco is going to be like, hey, are you going to start practicing or not? And, well, I'm not going to do a deal gets done. Well, a deal's not going to get done. So you might as well.
What's the reasoning? What's the reason they're giving for him not practicing?
Last year, it's the last year going into his. It was a big deal. I think he's made $7 million next year or something like that. It was.
And I don't think any of it's guaranteed this upcoming year, is it?
Yeah, there's no guaranteed money. So I don't. It was classic, probably 5-year deal. Last year, the deal. Probably expect to be renegotiated for an extension beforehand. Now you got to the last year of the deal. There's no guaranteed money there. How do we make this happen? I'm a good player for you guys.
Captain too, I believe.
So I just don't know. I don't know how it's going to work.
Maybe they just give him. Maybe they find a way to restructure it to where you give him guaranteed money this year, and then say, "Hey, we'll work on it in the offseason. Maybe we'll try to re-sign you in the offseason, or if not, you can go out there and try to find some big money somewhere else."
We'll give you market value, which is always the classic. You go find a team that's willing to pay you, and then we'll match it like it's a Walmart or Blue Best Buy.
He's in the final season of his current contract and due $14 million in base salary in 2020.
Oh, so I was wrong with the $7 million. It was actually double that. $14 million next year. None of it guaranteed, though. There's probably big incentives on there if I had to guess. So he's not happy. He's just standing out. I've never seen that. I would love to be in that locker room, by the way. I would love.
Yeah.
I would love. Oh, Melvin. All right. Okay. Fuck it. I'll come, but I ain't doing shit. You need to pay me. Like, I would love that because that conversation's happening. The boys are having that conversation in the locker room. Melvin, how long are you just going to stand over there? Because there's other D linemen, by the way, getting worn out in drills.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Melvin, is there any way we could potentially, maybe one drill and let them know I ain't doing the rest? Is there any of that going on? Huh? I'm intrigued to see how this works out. Anytime guys hold out, I have so much respect for it because I was never in a position, obviously, to be like, I'm not fucking coming. I got nothing but respect for it. But, boy, it takes a lot of courage to do it, and it can backfire on you.